Used to be Fast and Loud fame of Gas Monkey Garage, but we've moved on to a couple new things.
He built some of the baddest cars on TV, but not everyone in the garage got along. Aaron Kaufman just dropped a bombshell about who really drove him crazy on the set of Fast and Loud. Join us as we delve into the feuds that never made it on screen. The breakup that rocked Gas Monkey Garage. If you're into the Discovery Channel's Fast and Loud, love custom cars, or just enjoy watching pickup trucks, classic cars and sports cars get transformed into something wild, you probably know who Aaron Kaufman is. He's the long-bearded mechanic and fabricator who became famous through Gas Monkey Garage. Some might argue about it, but he really became one of the standout stars of the show thanks to his skills as a lead mechanic. In 2017, Aaron decided to go his own route, and since then, he's been on a journey with his own projects, shows, and impressive work. That's why we're diving into the story of why Aaron Kaufman left the Gas Monkey team and what he's been doing since then. Fast and Loud is one of the top car shows on TV, and if you've ever tuned in, you can see why. There's plenty of drama, amazing builds, and a lot of oil, smoke, and gas. While Aaron Kaufman was a fan favorite at Gas Monkey Garage, the whole operation is run by the larger-than-life Richard Rawlings. Along with Yulan Heizo-Martin, Christy Brimberry, Casey Matthew, and Mike Coy, they made the show super entertaining, even if some moments feel more like a scripted reality show than a genuine car customization program. Fast and Loud aired for 16 seasons, filled with smoky, loud, and most importantly, enjoyable moments for viewers, thanks to the cars that came in and out of the GMG shop and the high-energy vibe that led to more than a few fiery exchanges on screen between the bearded wonder and Rawlings. Sure, we can binge-watch it, and it's a bummer that no new episodes are being made, but that doesn't mean the saga of the Gas Monkey Garage or Aaron Kaufman is over. Aaron Kaufman started out as a mechanic in a small garage in Dallas when he had a lucky encounter with Richard Rawlings, who had founded GMG about 10 years earlier. Rawlings recognized Kaufman's incredible skill for dismantling and reassembling cars in a seemingly magical way. He quickly brought Kaufman on board, and the rest is history, launching Aaron's career and giving us a memorable auto TV personality that will last just like Gordon Ramsay has in the intense cooking scene. Together with Rawlings, Kaufman would travel all over the U.S. searching for rusty, abandoned, or dying cars found in scrapyards, garages, and fields, then restore them to their former glory and create some truly one-of-a-kind builds that not only revive the most run-down wrecks, but also transform them into powerful performance machines, stunning works of art, and show-stopping beasts. Aaron was a fabricator and lead mechanic at Gas Monkey Garage, where he and the GMG crew created some really cool custom projects, including reviving a classic 1966 microbus that had been cut in half and reassembled without the middle part. The GMG team gave it a fresh paint job, new wheels, and a new engine. Installing a super powerful SRT Hellcat engine into a Harvester Scout might seem crazy, but GMG made it happen by finishing this awesome little off-road SUV with a lowered suspension, Revo-forged wheels, a custom paint job, and a unique grille. Ford GT Bad GT. While the Ford GT is already a beast, the Gas Monkeys decided to enhance it even more by upgrading the drivetrain with a twin-turbo system and nitrous injection, resulting in a whopping 2,700 horsepower and a top speed of 310 mph, and it was street legal. Created to pay tribute to service veterans, the GMG team drew inspiration from the 1970s Super Jeep while keeping classic Jeep elements like chrome wheels, a chrome bumper, mud-terrain Goodrich tires, and a CJ interior, but with a new engine and a custom Stars and Stripes paint job. The legendary GMG creation was sold at auction for $1,300,000 to support the Gary Sinise Foundation. It's clear that Aaron Kaufman, Richard Rawlings, and their crew were really good at creating amazing builds, but Aaron Kaufman decided to leave the Gas Monkey team when they seemed unbeatable in the custom car scene. Just like Pimp My Ride and Mark Towell at Gotham Garage, not everything that shines is actually great. If you've ever seen an episode of Fast and Loud, you know that not everyone always agrees. And if you've worked in a high-pressure place like a garage with tight deadlines, especially with a camera crew around, you understand that sometimes arguments are bound to happen. As Kaufman mentioned, growing personal issues and professional differences of opinions about what he wanted to create and the types of projects GMG was taking on for the show influenced his decision to leave. Aaron expressed that he wanted to tackle larger projects that weren't suitable for filming and would take much longer than the filming schedule allowed, while he felt limited by the restricted build options at GMG. As fans of the Bearded Wonder and custom cars, we can see that his skills might have been a bit held back in that setting, and we can understand why he chose to move on to new opportunities. Rawlings shared on Gas Monkey Garage website that Gas Monkey Garage wasn't just one person or two, it was a whole team. AK was instrumental in building GMG and assembling the crew here, which gives me confidence that we will keep producing amazing rides week after week. I prefer to keep the drama off camera, and that's something I will keep aiming for. You won't find a disintegrating team or a lot of fighting. We're focused on the cars, the brand, and family. However, Rawlings started the Dallas-based Gas Monkey Garage in 2002. As fans know, the shop was all about customizing vintage and hot rods that are sold to customers all over the world. In 2012, Rawlings brought the shop's activities to the Discovery Channel series Fast and Loud. Aaron Kaufman was the heart and soul of Gas Monkey Garage. It's much easier to break things down than to build them up, but what's even tougher is creating something better from the pieces that were broken. That's the kind of talent Aaron Kaufman had, which helped propel Gas Monkey Garage to worldwide recognition. Rawlings confessed that Aaron had been with Gas Monkey Garage since the very beginning, and it will be a tough journey ahead without his skills. But they did move on. Having been the core of Gas Monkey Garage, and by extension the Fast and Loud TV show for 14 years, Rawlings said that Kaufman's exit was not his choice and came completely out of nowhere. The coolest part is that Kaufman taught himself everything, hot rodding, car mechanics, and fabrication really well. Whatever fans believed was the true reason behind his departure from Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron Kaufman cleared the air during an interview with Art of Gears. He mentioned that he wanted to create cars that were larger, but the TV show required cars that were much smaller. Additionally, there were some personal issues and professional disagreements which led him to realize that the time had come, and he could see the fork in the road ahead of him. He also acknowledged what many had suspected about some tension, referring to it as some personal and professional differences of opinion. Because of the time constraints for each episode, the garage had to concentrate on smaller projects that could be completed quickly. It's easy to understand how a setting like that could frustrate a talented individual like Kaufman, especially if he had some bigger ideas he wanted to pursue. Kaufman stated that the tipping point, that's the lowest end of the type of cars he wanted to create. The complexity of the car exceeds what can be accomplished on TV within the time and budget. That was the issue. He wanted to build cars that were larger, referring to the eco-boosted De Tomaso Pantera, while TV needed cars that were much smaller. After parting ways with Gas Monkey and Fast and Loud in 2017, Kaufman launched his automotive shop, ArcLight Fabrication, in Dallas, Texas. This new venture allowed him to pursue his dream of bigger projects. Kaufman's ArcLight Fabrications primarily produces and supplies aftermarket parts for the Ford F-100 pickup truck. ArcLight remains Kaufman's passion and is still operational today. He also made a comeback to TV with two shows, Shifting Gears with Aaron Kaufman and Aaron Needs a Job. The first show, Shifting Gears with Aaron Kaufman, featured him and his selected team recreating the core idea of Fast and Loud, which is all about restoring and enhancing performance cars. It highlighted his role as the owner of ArcLight Fab. There are 2 seasons available, and they have mostly received good reviews. In Aaron Needs a Job, he travels across the country to meet people involved in interesting and challenging automotive projects. In this show, Kaufman takes on the role of a car builder and tackles jobs that he isn't specifically trained for. After Aaron left, they continued to thrive in Texas, producing some amazing custom builds with Rawlings still leading the way. Fast and Loud hasn't returned to our screens, and Richard Rawlings, along with his crew, has moved on from the Discovery Channel. Fans were disappointed to see Aaron leave, but as Richard wisely pointed out on GMG's social media, the GMG Garage isn't just about one standout person. It's about the entire team. Controversy has made Richard Rawlings a well-known figure in the custom and reality TV scene, with numerous arguments both on and off-screen between him and other gas monkeys regarding everything from customer relations to job ideas and personal conflicts. It definitely makes for entertaining viewing if that's your thing. However, aside from that, Rawlings is still a committed mechanic who takes a hands-on approach to the cars he buys and flips, though he might be a bit less hands-on with his team. And he's a savvy businessman who has developed Gas Monkey Garage into a highly popular shop even today. Thanks to their impressive output and the fame gained from Fast and Loud, GMG remains one of the top custom car garages for fans. With over 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel, we can all still enjoy some thrilling, tire-screeching, low-riding action from incredibly dedicated and skilled custom mechanics. Kaufman did mention that there were some personal and professional disagreements between him and the boss man. However, it wasn't as chaotic as many thought. Aaron Kaufman and Richard Rawlings have moved past their differences and remain friends to this day. But if all the drama and arguing were hidden from the camera, maybe there was more to Kaufman's exit from GMG than just the official reason that he couldn't handle the tight deadlines anymore. As Kaufman stepped out of the spotlight, more cracks began to show behind the Gas Monkey brand. And at the heart of those cracks, Richard Rawlings, the man with and a reputation for burning bridges. Let's look into the string of feuds between Richard Rawlings and his own team and what really went down behind those garage doors. The tension between Aaron and Richard. When Fast and Loud debuted in 2012, nobody could have really foreseen just how successful it would become. This reality TV show revolves around a group of car enthusiasts who come together to restore and customize vehicles. While shows like Overhaulin' and Pimp My Ride proved there was an audience for car-related content, Fast and Loud gained fame not just for the incredible classic car builds from the Gas Monkey Garage team, but also for the drama that unfolded behind the scenes. Some of it was real, and some was staged. The main character and host, Richard Rawlings, is a savvy businessman, but he often found himself at the center of many conflicts on the show. In the earlier seasons, Rawlings and the lead mechanic at Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron Kaufman, traveled across the United States in search of old, run-down cars that had a lot of potential. Their goal was to restore these vehicles and sell them for a profit. However, restoring them to their original condition and turning them into the unique masterpieces that the skilled mechanics at Gas Monkey Garage created each episode required a significant amount of work. Yet, as is typical with reality TV, there's more happening than what viewers actually see. Many reality shows feature clever, business-savvy individuals who often come off as loud and controlling, like Gordon Ramsay in Hell's Kitchen or Donald Trump in The Apprentice and his recent role as president. Rawlings shares some of these traits, making him a compelling figure on the show. Rawlings was always surrounded by controversy, both on and off the screen. Over the years of the show, he had numerous conflicts with his staff, and typically, when an employee clashed with Rawlings, they would quickly find themselves out of the garage. This occurred multiple times. One notable incident was when Rawlings's lead mechanic, Aaron Kaufman, vanished without explanation. Later, Kaufman disclosed that he departed due to personal and professional disagreements, feeling that the show was stifling his creativity. Surprisingly, Kaufman wasn't the only one from Gas Monkey to exit the garage. In an interview, Richard mentioned that everyone thought they were really close friends, but actually Kaufman was just my employee from when he was 20. He explained that they didn't really hang out outside of work. There was a lot of pressure because Kaufman wanted to pursue his own projects, but Discovery wouldn't allow it. So he was unhappy, and Rawlings was unhappy because he was unhappy, which made everything else pretty miserable. Regarding Gas Monkey Garage, the place Kaufman helped to make well known, Rawlings said that on his end, they were creating better cars than they ever had before, and their shop floor was the most calm, amazing place he had ever seen, and life was 1,000,000 times better. 2 other cast members also left. Tom Smith and Jordan Butler both departed after a dispute with Rawlings, which stemmed from an argument over a fan and one of Rawlings's prized cars. Smith has publicly stated that he and Butler left after a fan with cystic fibrosis visited the garage to take pictures with one of Rawlings's vehicles. Rawlings told the fan to move away from his car using harsh language. Luckily for Smith and Butler, they soon found themselves back on television, appearing in Misfit Garage, another reality TV show with a similar theme. In his personal life, Rawlings was facing challenges in his second marriage. His decade-long relationship with Suzanne Mergel started to fall apart while he was under significant stress from his work obligations, leading to their separation. Fortunately, they managed to resolve their issues and remarried in 2015. During his time as the star of Fast and Loud, Rawlings faced more than just on-screen challenges. Like many successful entrepreneurs, he also tried his hand in the hospitality sector. He opened the Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, which, similar to the show, encountered its share of controversies. The most significant issue arose after a sting operation revealed that they were substituting high-quality liquor with inferior alternatives. The drama linked to the show goes beyond Rawlings' antics both on and off the screen. Fast and Loud has a brief history filled with both on-screen and off-screen drama, numerous firings that could easily inspire a spin-off series. However, drama and controversy are the benchmarks for measuring reality TV shows. In that sense, even though it was canceled after 16 seasons, Fast and Loud will be remembered as a successful reality TV show. Regardless of all the drama and controversies, fans would really love to see Fast and Loud come back because there were hardly any automotive shows that strike a good balance between craftsmanship and drama. Richard Rawlings, the star of Fast and Loud, was a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience in 2020. During his chat with Rogan, Rawlings confirmed that Fast and Loud had indeed been canceled. Any rumors you might have heard about the show being revived or a new cast coming in are completely false. Richard may have been the face of the brand, but Aaron, he was the hands, the mind, and the drive behind the builds. Let's take a closer look at the man behind the beard. The man who built more than machines. Aaron Kaufman is a businessman, a fan of racing, a mechanic, and a reality TV star. Right now, he is known as the owner of ArcLight Fabrication, a business located in Dallas. His company mainly sends out parts for the Ford F-100 truck. Aaron Kaufman, a talented fabricator and hot rod lover, first grabbed the public's attention in 2012 when he appeared on Discovery Channel's hit reality show, Fast and Loud. As one of the original members of Gas Monkey Garage, Kaufman's amazing skills and strong love for cars were key in making the garage famous. Together with Richard Rawlings' personality, Aaron became a crucial part of the show's success. In September 2015, Kaufman took part in the Speed Energy Formula Off-Road Stadium Super Truck Series, driving a truck sponsored by Toyo Tires at the Sand Sports Super Show in Costa Mesa, California. He participated in 2 rounds over the weekend, finishing 5th in both of his heat races, and then placed 10th and 8th in the feature races. Kaufman faced some challenges during the races, including one moment where his truck partially went over a K-rail. After the race, fellow driver Robbie Gordon joked that it was some of the best, worst driving he had ever seen from the Toyo Tires driver. As of July 2023, fans were excited to see what Aaron Kaufman has been up to since his time at Gas Monkey Garage. He not only boasts an impressive car collection that any car lover would admire, But there's also talk about a new project that might soon hit the streets. Keep an eye out for more updates as this thrilling venture develops. After leaving Fast and Loud in 2017 because of creative differences with Richard Rawlings, Aaron embarked on his own journey by starting ArcLight Fab, a specialized Restomod shop based in Dallas, Texas. ArcLight Fab has built a strong reputation for its careful restoration and customization of classic Ford F-100 trucks, from 1957 to 1979. The shop has become well known for preserving these legendary American pickups while adding modern performance upgrades. Kaufman didn't take a long break from television. He came back as both a star and a leader in a new Discovery series named Shifting Gears. This program gave him the chance to display not only his mechanical skills, but also his leadership abilities in the automotive industry. Lately, there have been whispers about Aaron working on an exciting new project focused on America's famous Route 66. Although specifics are still limited, excitement is growing among fans who can't wait to find out what this next phase will bring for Kaufman's impressive career. Aaron is the founder of ArcLight Fabrications. ArcLight Fabrications officially opened its doors to the public in late 2017, marking the start of an exciting new chapter in a career journey where they could finally focus solely on creating custom vehicles without the stress of meeting deadlines imposed by networks or compromising quality to meet air dates. From the very beginning, there was a clear vision that served as the driving force behind every project taken on here: to push the limits of innovation and deliver unmatched craftsmanship with each build, no matter how long it might take. The final result was always worth the wait. Specializing mainly in vintage Ford F-Series trucks, particularly those made between 57 and 79, every vehicle that leaves the workshop is a testament to their dedication to excellence and their commitment to preserving the legacy of these timeless classics while also bringing them into the modern era through carefully chosen upgrades and modifications that enhance both performance and aesthetics. Although the original location was eventually moved to another spot within the city limits, Dallas remains the home base of operations today, where they continue to oversee daily activities alongside a hand-picked team of skilled mechanics and fabricators, all of whom share the same passion for the pursuit of perfection. After a successful launch, ArcLight Fabrication decided to bring back the small screen with their own show called Shifting Gears, which aired for 2 seasons before being canceled, even though it received mostly positive reviews during its run. The show focused on maximizing the performance potential of each build featured in the episodes, showcasing a wide variety of vehicles, including everything from muscle cars to off-road rigs. Not wanting to rest on their achievements, they quickly moved on to their next project, Aaron Needs a Job, which premiered in mid-2019. The premise involved taking on various jobs outside of his comfort zone, despite his extensive experience in building and modifying cars. Unfortunately, the show didn't do well with critics or audiences due to its somewhat predictable format and scripting issues, which ultimately led to its cancellation after just 1 season. Beyond the workshop, racing has always held a special place in his heart, especially the legendary Pikes Peak International Hill Climb event. He first participated around the time he was still closely associated with the GMG brand, driving a heavily modified '63 Falcon up the treacherous mountain roads. It was a challenge unlike anything he had faced before, yet he managed to hold his own against seasoned competitors, proving that the spirit of a true racer was alive and well inside him. Over the years, he continued to compete in various events, which were documented across multiple shows, including the Stadium Supertruck series. This further demonstrated his versatility and skill on the track, whether on asphalt or dirt. It doesn't matter. He loves the thrill of competition and pushing the limits of both machine and man whenever the opportunity arises.